Okay everyone, Glorious came back with another video, and in today's video we'll be doing another episode of my take on things. This time around we'll be doing my take on E3 as a whole. So incorporating the three main press conferences, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, and deciding who won E3 and what I enjoyed the most. But with that said, if you do like, please leave one and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start out with the first company that went on, which was Microsoft. What can I say about Microsoft? It was a good press conference. I enjoyed all the announcements that came from it, like the details from Xbox Scorpio or Xbox One Scorpio. I'm gonna keep calling it that, not Xbox One X, because there's not one X in it. There's three, if you think about it. But also, I just don't like the name. I like Scorpio way better, so that's what I'm gonna call it. But I like that. I like that we got more details about it, and I liked how we could actually see the difference, between this version, the Xbox One and the Xbox One Scorpio. It looked like a huge improvement in graphics. I don't really give a shit about graphics. I'll play the game if it has like Sega Genesis graphics. That's how like oh man non want no what's the word that's just how much I care about graphics. Like if the game's good, has a good story and good gameplay, I'll play the shit out of it. I don't really give a shit about graphics, but if the game does have good graphics, I'll shout it out. No doubt. That rhymed. But yeah. But they showed off what the system could do, like with Forza. I don't really care about Forza because I'm not a car guy. Quit being a car guy ever since Burnout. Um the newly announced IP Anthem from BioWare. That looks fantastic. That's also coming to PS4. So, Sony fans don't get worried. It's coming to Sony consoles. I don't know if it's timed exclusive or not, but either it's coming. Also, they had the announcement that Battlegrounds Player Unknown's Battlegrounds is coming to Xbox for a short stint and then coming over to PS4. They don't tell you that at the press because they want to hide it for you and make you think, oh, I have to buy this to play this, but you don't honestly. But just it's coming to PS4. But the only problem Xbox had really was just like they announced something and then they had a little something after, like, oh, here's this brand new IP from BioWare and it's an Xbox One exclusive and also on PC. Oh, here's this awesome new game, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. It's coming exclusively to Xbox One X, but it's also on PC and coming to PS4 later. So if you want to wait, you can wait, or if you want to play it now, you can play it now. And they just had that holding them back from having some of the or one of the best conferences of the whole show. It was just that little add-on of, oh, you can also buy it on PC. Oh, yeah, it's only timed, so you can wait until it comes out for your console, and so on. And then the other things I liked of their conference was the price of Scorpio. It's not like unreachable, but now that I thought it through over the last couple of days, like I think it's a really good price. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. But it's a really good price. $500, you get native 4K, Some games running at 60 FPS. I heard that Crackdown 3 won't be running at 60, it'll be running at 30. And a bunch of people got mad over that. Like, oh man, you lied, Microsoft, da da da. At least it's running at 30 FPS. That's the most important part. At least it's not running at like, oh, well, 4K at 10 FPS. But, so there was news on that, so I don't think it's going to be able to run every game, but I could be proven wrong. But, I like the price. I like the release date of it, November 7th, which is when Crackdown 3 comes out. And the price just seems reachable. People may think, oh, that's a lot of money, and I'm gonna wait until it drops in price because that's a huge amount of money, even today, like for a gaming console. Uh, and yeah, I'm just gonna wait on it, see how it does, see if it's actually good at this stuff, and yeah. But you do have to account for, oh well, if you really want to see the difference, then you're gonna have to get a 4K TV, and yeah, those aren't cheap either. If you want to see the true difference, like they will run, uh, they said that it will run every game on like HD TVs at 1080p, yada yada, best possible on that system. And I mean, like, I'm just gonna wait till the console goes down in price because I don't really give a shit about graphics. I'll pick it up with my 1080p 32-inch TV, and I don't really give a shit. But when that time comes and I would have to upgrade to a 4K TV, don't just do it then. But like, oh wow, it's there, cool. Uh, you know. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait until it drops in price, maybe $350. I know that seems like a steep price drop, but maybe by Black Friday it will drop to that. Maybe, who knows? Or maybe next year, who knows? But I'm not gonna jump into it instantly. And the other part that really holds it down is the, oh, it's on PC, or oh, it's coming later to other consoles tagline. That's the only thing that holds it down from being uh, the best conference, in my opinion. Next up is good old boys at Sony. Sony, what do I have to say about them? Really fucking good. And do note, people are probably gonna call me this in the comments, if they even care, but they're like, oh, well, you have a PlayStation 4, so you're a Sony pony. No, I'm not. I'm just going by fluidity, and I think Sony had a nice fluid stream of excitement. They may not have been, oh man, I didn't see that coming, announcements from here and there. It was a lot of stuff from last year, but just the flow of excitement. It was in like, okay, announce, the guy comes out, talks. Announce, guy comes out and talks. Announce, yada yada. I know Xbox had that, but they didn't have like the, oh, it's only on Xbox type of thing. Sony had that to where it's only on PS4. You know, for examples, Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, Uncharted Lost Legacy, and the rest of their games, really, you know. And yeah, but one knock I do have to give Sony is the boring as hell VR crap. I'm not willing to spend $400 on a VR headset, and I don't really give a shit about VR. In my opinion, it's really stupid and probably not gonna take over the gaming genre or gamers or whatever, or make a difference in the way we play games, because that's a lot of activity and gamers want to relax and play. Now, the VR experiences they have coming to the VR, like Doom and Skyrim, that's cool. For the people that enjoy that and want to play Skyrim all the way through with VR or Doom all the way through with VR, go ahead, live out your dream. I'm just not gonna do it. The only part that really bored me was the VR part because, due to that, it's like, I don't really care. But, for the people that do care, that's cool. That's cool for them. And then, um, the other knock is the repetitious stuff. And by that I mean it's all like, oh, well, we showed this stuff last year, but, there was no, like, exciting, like, oh shit, no way, blow me out of my chair, type of announcement. I mean, there was the announcement of the Shadow of Colossus remake. It's a remake, it's not a remaster because it looks like they're making it better. They're adding more particle effects, yada yada, and just redoing the whole game from the ground up in PS4 graphics, which is awesome because I played the shit out of that game when I was little. Don't remember much of it because I was really little, but looking forward to play it when it does come out. Whenever it does come out, you know? But, yeah. And then, we saw more Days Gone. That looks fantastic. My opinion. I can't wait to play it. I really hope it's co-op. If it's not co-op, that I won't be mad, but like it'll be really fun if it is, or add some multiplayer experience or co-op experience in the background. So yeah, the single player, multiplayer, and co-op. That'd be sick. Kind of like Last of Us, but not really. I mean, I think if they added a multiplayer, people would probably be like, oh, well, it's kind of like The Last of Us. Not really, because Last of Us is, like, really mature, and this isn't. I mean, it might do with, like, it might seem mature, but, I mean, like, to the level of The Last of Us. We don't know anything about the story yet. I'm just saying. But, maybe some co-op would be really cool in that game. And then, uh, the thing we ended with, we started with the music, and then Uncharted Lost Legacy, and then Horizon, and then we got the announcement of the Shadow of Colossus remake, then VR, then Days Gone, and then what else? Days Gone, and then Spider-Man. We ended the show with Spider-Man. That game looks fantastic. I'm so happy that we're getting a like thought a put in or put in pudding you're getting pudding. No, but like a really a really good Spider-Man game now, because the last good one or great one was Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. I played the shit out of that when I was little. Spider-Man 3 was okay, but after 2, it wasn't like, oh man, this is the epitome of uh superhero games, But now that they got a really good team of developers behind it, that being Insomniac, I can't wait to play this. Hope there's not a lot of QTEs though, because if it is, or if there is, then that makes it a lot like Spider-Man 3, and I don't want it to be like Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 was good, but there was a shit ton of QTEs. But, that's how we closed out Sony's, and now Nintendo's was, 30 minutes. That's it. I mean, that's the problem with pretty much every conference, including Bethesda and Ubi, and even EA, is that they were all really short pressers. Like, I thought Sony was gonna go for an hour and a half, but then they came out like with 10 or with like 5 minutes to spare. It's like, or I think 10 minutes, whatever. They came out at the end, it's like, oh, thank y'all for coming. It's like, what? It, it's over? It's almost 10, what the fuck? And then they ended it, and then Microsoft, they ended it quickly too. Same with Ubi and Bethesda, and, Nintendo was only 30 minutes. I thought they were going to go for at least an hour, but within this 30 minutes, they did announce or release, whatever way you want to look at it, like new stuff that the Nintendo fans can't wait for. Like, sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles. Never played the first one, so I don't really know. But it looks fun for the fans that are going to play it. Um, we got to see the announcement of a new 3DS Metro game called Metro Samus Returns. Not to be confused with Metro 2, The Return of Samus. Back on the uh, NES, I think. I don't know my Nintendo knowledge, but I think that's when it was released. But that's coming to the 3DS. We also got the release of Metroid Prime 4. That's cool for those fans. No Smash for the Switch though. That was the most surprising part about it. And also no Call of Duty for the Switch announcement. And you would think like, oh man, it's gonna like, they'd announce it here. But they didn't, surprisingly. We did get more info on Skyrim for the Switch. That's cool for the people that want to get it on there. But, for the people that don't really care about that, they can just get it on their PC, PS4, Xbox One, wherever they want to, and just play it that way. And then, we ended the show with, what else did we see? I'm trying to do a recap. We got the announcement of a new Kirby game for the Switch and a new Yoshi game for the Switch. Look cool. Uh, yeah. And then, we also got to see more Rayman and Mario. Don't really give a shit about that game because I hate the Rabbids. Love Mario, but not the Rabbids. And, one thing beats out the other if the one thing is annoying as shit. Uh, you know, if one thing is annoying as hell, it blocks out the other for me. And then, I think that's about it. And then, we ended with Mario Odyssey. Looks really fun. I want to get a Switch because of that. Mario Kart and Legend Breath of the Wild. But I'm going to wait until the Switch lowers in price. Maybe to 250 someday. Because, like, I want to get a Switch and get into those games. I've never played a Zelda game in my life, but this looks like a introduction to the series that I can enjoy. And I played Mario games before, not all of them, but I mean, Odyssey just looks awesome and amazing in my opinion. But since since we went through each and every big company's press, which one won in my opinion? I gotta say Sony. You know, to me, in my opinion, they had the best fluid press conference. Sony, or not Sony, Nintendo just had a video, and yes, they revealed like big announcements within that video, but it wasn't like really a presser. Microsoft had the problem of like, oh, it's releasing exclusively on Xbox One, and then PS4 a little bit later. Oh, you can get it right now, or not right now, but you can get this on Xbox One Scorpio and Windows 10. That's the only problem they had, which is a huge problem because it divides, really, it divides your main demographic, which is Xbox. You're trying to get people to buy an Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox One in general. And they're not going to because they're like, oh, well, I could do that, or I could just play it on my PC, or they're like, oh, well, I could get it on there, or I could just wait and play it on my PS4, or I could wait and build a PC and yada yada. But Sony had the best because all the games you saw there were only available on Sony, or a Sony device, accounting for the PSVR. But, you had stuff like Spider-Man only on PS4, Uncharted Lost Legacy only on PS4. No Last of Us 2, which was really shocking. I think they would have had more of a, you know, mo they would have had a better press conference if they announced Last of Us 2 here instead of at PSX last year. Because, I think it's going to come out in late or early 2019. That's a far release date. I mean, that's a year and a half. If it releases in a far or late 2019, but if it releases in early, then that's like June, maybe we'll release the same time as the first one. But no Last of Us 2, but I think it would have had a better one if they didn't announce it at PSX and would have announced it here. But we'll get into this after that. But Sony had the best presser out of all of them, but they didn't win E3. Like, I like the God of War gameplay. I like the announcement of the Shadow of the Colossus remaster. I like the Days Gone gameplay, Spider-Man gameplay especially. But Sony didn't win E3. No company won E3. Sony may have had the best presser out of all of them, but no company won E3. And if I did state that earlier, I meant it this way. Like, Sony had the best presser out of all of them. They didn't win E3. No company won and dominated E3. But, like, in my opinion, the gamers won E3. I know that sounds really generic, but we did win E3 because we have all these games coming to us, whether you have a preference or are multiplat. You have all these great games coming to you at some point in time within the next couple of years. And I think that's awesome. And, yeah, but tell me what you guys thought down below. If you agree with me on some of my points, and what was your favorite presser of the entire event? Mine was phony. No, mine was Sony. I liked all the announcements and just their fluidity of exciting announcements. And, yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' feedback in the comments down below. If y'all could do that, that'd be great. And if y'all did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And, if you want to see the rest of my take on things, click plus link down below or the annotation on the screen at the end of the video. And as always, have a nice day. I'll see y'all in the next one.